In this video, I'm going to talk about a modification that I have done to my heated lunchbox. Basically just installing a circuit board here that is a timer. And the brief description of why I would want to do that is the way that I use this lunchbox. And that is, I go to work, I want my food warm at 11 o'clock. And if I get out of the truck at 7, if you just plug this lunchbox in to your power station, it's going to start heating right away. And it's going to just use all these watts. It's not going to overcook your food, but your food doesn't need to be cooked from 7 to 11. Hot dogs, for example, you put a couple hot dogs in there, they only need cooked for 40 minutes. And they're at that point hot enough that you can just barely eat them. So I can leave my truck at 7 o'clock, have the timer set so that it waits, and it waits the time that I program in, and then it starts and cooks the hot dogs for that 40 minutes. And then at 11 o'clock, they're ready to go when I get back to the truck. In fact, a lot of times it's still running when I get back to the truck, maybe a little before 11. This project was really easy to do. I just bought this circuit board on Amazon. I bought a button, a push button to start and stop it. I glued it on to the lunchbox with this E6000. I only applied it to the corners to make sure there was going to be no short circuit problem. I don't think this will conduct electricity, but in the event that it did, I just hit the corners. I left mine just raw on here. If you know somebody who can 3D print, my son made this case for me, so in a different application, you may want something a little bit fancier, and they may even sell them like this on Amazon, I'm not sure. But I'm going to show you briefly how I wired it up, and you might think I don't use it yourself. You don't use a heater. Anybody who's using Boondock appliances, rice cookers, a fan, a light, anything that you don't want on for a given amount of time and on for a given amount of time, or maybe you just want it to, when you walk away from it, push a button and it only runs for 15-20 minutes and then shuts off. This programmable timer is something that you could apply to all sorts of little gizmos and save your power in your power station. And here's a closer view of that circuit board. On this, I'll show you how we hook it up, but these two here are your voltage in. These two here are the other side of a relay that gets thrown. These are your voltage out. And these two here are for the push button. So the way I hooked this up was really quite easy. The side that has your cigarette adapter port plug, its wire comes out, and I just cut it with snips, the length that I needed it, almost all the way to the heater, so I have plenty of plug. But you split it with the positive side hooking into that port, of course, and then the negative side then just as simple as taking that other end of the cable that already runs into your lunchbox heater. That's what we're basically just making a switch here. And then it runs out to your lunchbox. The only thing that's difficult is you have to trigger it with a push button. And to do that, I just ran from the negative side up and splice it into the same negative terminal. And you have to give this a voltage to trigger the whole thing. And I just drew that from the positive side here. And this is going to go to your car, your battery, or your power station, or whatever you're plugging this 12-volt port into, with a push button to this side. So when you push that button, you make that connection, it completes the circuit from the positive around to the negative, and you're ready to go. So there are actually a couple of really good videos on YouTube showing in-depth programming of this circuit, but I'm just going to go over the ways that I use it. If I know I'm going to be, I just wanted to hit it and walk away and come back, and it's been cooking the whole time. You hold the set button, P11 is fine. Your OP here is how long do you want it to run, and right now it is 6 seconds, and then you can up and down by tenths as much as you want. 6 seconds. If you want that to be minutes, you have all 3 lights lit up. Otherwise, 1 light is seconds. That's actually hundredths of a second. And there's your minutes. But I'm going to leave it on seconds just for this display. Once you know how long you want it to cook, it flashes P11 again. And it goes to 0 zeros with no, and it's doing nothing right now. It's doing nothing until I hit the button. The light comes on saying that the current is complete. It cooked for 6 seconds and shut off. So the other mode that I use, if you hold down the set button, is P2. I'm going to quick click it. My operating time is how long it's going to cook. And because I have 3 decimal points here right now, that's saying 60 minutes is my cook time. For 1 hour, it's going to cook. Now, CL is how long it's going to wait until it starts cooking. I have this with a decimal place 1. So for the sake of this video, it's going to wait 4 seconds. I can set that to 4 hours, or actually, no, that'd be 40 minutes. 40 minutes. And then it'll start, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to do 4 seconds. Oh, there we go. It's flashing P2, and now it's ready to go. Hit the go button. It waits for that amount of time that we've programmed. This light kicked on, saying that that circuit is complete. It's cooking. And it's going to cook for a whole hour. And so that's basically it. I have a heated lunchbox that will sit and use very, very little electricity out of my battery pack. And then it will turn on, heat my food, have it ready for me, warm when I get back to the truck. I haven't wasted a whole gob of power, and it's been a really useful addition to this cheap little lunchbox heater. Hope you got something out of this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.